Well, hey there, it's Dr. Kevin here, and I hope this video finds you well. In this quick video, I'm going to reveal 7 key nutrients that can help depression relatively fast. You know, it's unfortunate that we eat this standard American diet no matter where you are, which essentially is a diet devoid of nutrients, and nutrients are needed for us to make our happy hormones, right? To make things like serotonin and dopamine, etc. And if you're not getting them into your diet, well, the next best thing, of course, is to take supplements. And we'll talk a little bit about that in this quick video. So if you're ready, let's get to number 1. Here we go. So one of the nutrients that is we call it a cofactor. Think of a cofactor as a helper. It's nutrients that help us actually convert and make these happy hormones or neurotransmitters. And first on this list is vitamin B6. You know, a colleague of mine, Dr. James Greenblatt, he's a psychiatrist. He writes a lot of books on various topics. He wrote an article on B6 deficiency and how it's common in people with anxiety and depression. So these are one of the nutrients that you're going to make sure you want to get enough of into your system so you can make, again, these happy hormones. But where do we get B6? Well, how about beef liver? I know, you're probably not into the beef liver. Some people are. They consume these beef organs, which is fine. But what if you don't do that? Well, you can find this, of course, in other types of meat as well, like beef or chicken or fish. But what if you don't consume animal products? You may want to look to some of these starchy vegetables like potatoes, or do you say potato, or bananas. So make sure you're getting enough B6 into your diet. If not, you could always supplement with B6, which is a water-soluble vitamin. Anyway, if you're ready, let's get to number 2 here on the list, which is a very common deficiency among the elderly and vegetarians. Can you guess what it may be? It's vitamin B12. Now, B12, again, as I'd mentioned, is very common in the elderly because of digestive, dysfunction. As we get older, we just don't produce the digestive juices and enzymes that help us break down some of these animal products where you get most of your B12, and so you can't absorb it. So this is why it's good to get tested. If you go in to see your doctor, you can always get tested for vitamin B12. You may have heard of people getting vitamin B12 shots, and they get a boost of energy. So get tested, and if you don't consume foods like animal products, again, looking at fish, poultry, beef, etc., sometimes you can get it from dairy products or fortified cereals, but make sure you supplement if you're not getting those foods into your diet. And again, the best way to know, check with your doc. Say, doc, test me. Okay, if you're ready, let's get on to number 3, which happens to be vitamin C, a very common vitamin that you probably take from time to time when you get the cold or the flu, which has been shown to cut down and shorten that duration of colds and flus. Now, vitamin C, interesting about it is that us humans, we don't make it. That's right. That's why it's essential for us to get it into our systems from our diet or supplements. Us, in fact, with guinea pigs, and I believe it's worms and a certain type of monkey, we don't make vitamin C, unfortunately, but all other animals in the kingdom, they make it. And it's not just good for your immune system. This sucker helps us make these happy hormones. Also, there is something called the cytokine model of depression. This is just a theory about how depression occurs. It's a result of inflammation in the body. And if you get inflammation into your brain, where you can get some brain fog or depression, vitamin C can get into your brain relatively quickly and calm things down. And so when I talk about nutrients that can help relatively fast, this is one that can help relatively quickly. If you're ready, let's get on to the next one. Isn't it nice to know how I did this alphabetically? I was thinking ahead here. Vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin, of course, but did you know it's actually a pseudohormone? That's right. It has so many actions in the human body that we refer to it as a pseudohormone, but most people think of it as a vitamin. Of course, the best source of vitamin D comes from that big fireball in the sky, The sun, but you got to be exposed to the sun in order to be able to absorb it through your skin. And did you know that your body uses cholesterol to absorb this sucker? That's right. Now, here's the thing. Most people are deficient, even those living in sunny Southern California. So make sure you get tested. It's a common test that a lot of doctors look for today. So make sure you get yourself tested. And unfortunately, it takes a little bit of time to get those reserves of vitamin D up if you need to supplement. So it being a fat-soluble vitamin, that's why it's important for you to supplement and talk to your doctor about those ranges. And how it helps the brain actually is it actually makes your cells very sensitive to receiving information from these neurotransmitters. It's all about the neurotransmitters. All right, we have to move on. Here we go. Next one. EPA, what does that stand for? Well, EPA is known as, aka fish oil, omega-3 fish oil. Here's why it's so important. Did you know that 60% of your brain by body weight, by weight, is fat? That's right. You're a fathead. So if someone says, hey, fathead, take it as a compliment. Don't be insulted by it. So how do we get this into our diet? Well, if you are not consuming seafoods and sea vegetables, that's where we get EPA from. So it's a good source for us to get through our diet. If not, you could always supplement with fish oil. Now, there are ways our bodies can convert actual things like flaxseed into EPA and DHA, the fish oil, but it's not really efficient. This is one of the best ways to get it into our system is through consuming fish, taking fish oil, or you could also supplement, or if you want, flaxseed and flaxseed oil is another way to get it into your system as well. And it's important, as I mentioned, because your brain is mostly fat. All right, here we go. We're going to move on to the next one, which is magnesium. Most people are deficient in magnesium. Why it's important is because it is, again, a cofactor. It helps us make those neurotransmitters. More importantly, it's one of these nutrients that can help us relax. That's right, it can help us calm down a little bit. So if you find yourself stressed out quite a bit and you have some anxiety, make sure you can either get tested for it. Now here's the thing, with magnesium, there is something known as RBC, red blood cell magnesium. That is the best way to test for magnesium. But know this, it's water soluble. If you get too much of it in your system, well, you'll just get diarrhea, unfortunately. But it's better to get that than be deficient and have, well, anxiety and to be tense and to be tight in your musculature. And why it's so important is because it has over 300 different actions in the human body. So make sure you're getting enough of magnesium. Are you ready for the last one? Here we go. Here we roll. It is zinc. Now, when it comes to zinc, where we see people being deficient in zinc are those that eat, well, they don't eat meat products. A lot of vegetarians happen to be short on zinc, and again, it helps us make these happy hormones. That's what all of these have in common. So if you're not a meat eater, if you don't eat oysters, which is very high in zinc, think about eating beans, nuts, and seeds. That's where you can get a lot of the zinc. You can also get your magnesium from there as well. So there you have it, folks. These are 7 nutrients that can help you with depression relatively fast. Hey, I have a favor to ask of you. If you like this information, give it a thumbs up because it helps us get this video to people that need it. So I appreciate you for doing that. And also subscribe to this station because, of course, we're going to be making more videos like this, and you'll be the first to know if you subscribe. And lastly, if you look above, you can get more information in the banner there back at my website if you're looking for additional help using natural sources to help you with your depression, like some of the common foods we shouldn't be eating. In fact, there are 5 foods that you should avoid if you struggle with depression. You can find that report back at my website, which is up in the banner. That's KevinDobrinsky.com. Hey folks, thanks for being here. Until I see you again next time, which is hopefully very, very soon, I want you to eat well and be well.